Turning now to business news. Bell has teamed up with Rogers and Telus for what it calls an unfair loophole in Canada's ownership laws. They say foreign companies entering the Canadian market will have an unfair edge, and that could force Canadian carriers to cut jobs in order to compete. Aaron Saltzman has more on that.
There it is in black and white, Canada's largest telecommunications company seeing red.
We're ready to compete head to head, but it has to be a level playing field.
The government wants at least 4 national carriers in Canada to add competition for Bell, Telus, and Rogers, so it blocked the big 3 from taking over struggling smaller carriers, saying they had to be bought by a new entrant. The government will also allow a new entrant to bid on 2 blocks of the wireless spectrum up for auction later this year. The big 3 can only bid on 1 block between them. And the government says a new entrant can use existing networks built and owned by the big 3. Cue the new entrant.
Many choose us because we have the largest 4G LTE network.
Word is Verizon wants to come north of the border. 100 million subscribers in the U.S., 4 times the size of the entire Canadian market, and apparently eager to cash in on those Canadian incentives.
That would be akin to Walmart coming to Canada and the government saying to Canadian Tire they have to give Walmart 20 of their best stores and put Walmart's product on the shelves.
That's a bit much for some critics who point out the big 3 currently control 90% of the Canadian wireless market.
Rules that are set up to try to help another player come into the Canadian market, which is pretty much impossible to crack otherwise, I don't think of as unfair. And I think it's pretty rich for them to be talking about unfairness in this context.
But this analyst says the big 3 have a point.
It's not that I and others don't welcome Verizon's presence in Canada. I look forward to seeing them here if they do come. It's a question whether they should have certain privileges which our companies, both new entrant or an incumbent, don't have.
Will these ads actually convince the government to change its policy? Analysts say probably not, meaning the big 3 could soon become the big 4. Aaron Saltzman, CBC News, Toronto.